Hey there, welcome to the 28th episode of Under the Radar. I am stoked to be back. Before I break into the artist that I'm about to cover in this episode, I wanted to mention that I recently posted a promo video on the YouTube channel here for Singularity, which is the singles collection by Slave to Servant that I've been kind of plotting on releasing for a while, and I finally just decided to pull the trigger. I got the artwork finished. I've included a poster and a sticker in the pre-order on slavetoservant.com. It's only $12.99, so if you need something for the holidays or post-holidays that you want to get a gift for anybody or you're interested, there are 16 songs on this collection. It's in Digipack. It's got liner notes, lyrics, all that good stuff. Looks really cool. I'm stoked on it. So all the songs on it are songs that I've released as singles, with the exception of Never Greener, which is a part of Escape Babylon, which will be coming out later. There are acoustic songs, there are remixes, there are B-sides, there are covers, just kind of an obscure collection of material compiled together. And yeah, just want to let you know about that. $12.99, slavetoservant.com. Spread the word. Feel free to place an order if you want. I got 2 orders so far. I'm very thankful for the 2 people that have ordered so far, and maybe I'll get some more. But anyway, on to the episode. Now, in the last episode, I covered a release from 2002, and this is going to be like the division episode from 2002 to 2003, because 2003 was a big year in our scene, and I feel like I've covered enough prior to that, the build up, if you will. There's a lot of heavy hitter releases to come for the 2003 episodes here. So in the first episode here, I want to cover a band that was on LLR Records, aka Little League Records. I've covered a couple bands that were on Little League before. Little League is a label that was owned by Johnny Minardi, who later teamed up with Tony Marino, who I'll talk about again because I'll cover some more of their releases in the future. But anyway, Johnny Minardi went on to do a lot of really successful and big things, worked at Fuel by Ramen for a while, had numerous clothing companies, and then ended up working at Equal Vision, then ended up coming back to Fuel by Ramen, Electra Music Group, and Roadrunner Records, and that is where he resides currently. And he's kind of a bigwig and somebody that I look up to, and somebody that I am so thankful that he's always answered my emails, you know, chatting or whatever, and I appreciate being able to bounce ideas off of him and get his professional advice going forward on things that I'm trying to do. So anyway, that all being said, I remember when Johnny first started this label. I feel very honored to be a part of that scene, and one of those bands, probably the most underrated band on LLR, was a band called Afterproject. And Afterproject had a debut record. It was the 3rd release out on Little League Records. They were a hardcore, kind of metalcore influenced band from Chicago. Kind of pre-screamo, you know, but like, anyway, they played in the hardcore scene. They had an album called Manor out. It was the 3rd release out on Little League Records. It was a co-release with Note to Self Records, which I also mentioned in, I think, the Logan's Lost episode, because Logan's Lost had put out a release on Note to Self as well. So Manor was a pretty heavy-hitting record, but things for me changed when a friend of ours who booked local shows at the Warp Skate Park in Woodstock, he was in a ska band called Slim Jim Conspiracy. His name's Gino Scarum. He joined the band and recorded some material with Afterproject, and they put out a split in 2003, very early 2003, a split with Star of Earendil. Each band contributed 3 songs to the split. And when this thing dropped, I had purchased this initially at Record Breakers when it came out. While Manor had some really good songs on it, and it was definitely a solid release in our scene, got the band some traction and moving, I would say that this split was the next level. And the first 3 songs on here were by Afterproject, and I think the split opens with such a solid track entitled Before the Lights Fade into Ashes. Just like you and I, just take my hand, release your problem.
Am I still conscious? Am I still alive? Stepping forward through the light. Am I still conscious? Am I still alive? I feel the blood trace. Feel the blood trace. Descriptions of my dreams. Of my dreams. This is for the both of us. This is for the both of us. I know there's more that there will ever be.
Now this band got to open for some sick hardcore bands, national touring acts. I remember one show in specific. This band was a frequenter at the Fireside Bowl. They'd be playing there very regularly. I remember them opening one hell of a bill. They opened for, it was Converge, Glassjaw, and Brand New in 2002 at Fireside Bowl. Like, what an insane lineup. I also remember Afterproject playing at Knights of Columbus and various venues. They lasted quite a long time as a band. I played with them a fair amount in Midwest Blue. The second track on here is called With Hopes Fall.
One day alone, I myself and to grow. I wanted only the best for me. Deep in my heart, I used to play. I dreamed of such beautiful things and fooled myself to the greatest. And when I awoke with tired eyes and a mind the same. A bleeding consequence in the shape of a bloody heart. But I will wake up and kiss it goodbye. Could this be me? Never am the greatest feeling. Like a symphony playing down the streets. So show me, prove it to me.
I remember Afterproject playing a lot with the Brokedowns, playing Fireside Bowl regularly with them, and then even touring with the Brokedowns, who I had mentioned in a previous episode. But in particular, I remember this one show where Midwest Blue, we opened their Coming Home show at Clearwater Theater. It was Afterproject and the Brokedowns, and maybe like the Murdochs, I can't remember exactly, but I remember it very well because one, they had made a tour video. I think it was just called Fuck Yeah. It was like the most ridiculous, silly, hilarious touring video. I think it's still on YouTube somewhere.
Dun dun dun. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, and fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Oh no, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
But I also remember that show because our bass player Ryan Maslewski, this was at a time when I was just a singer at the end of Midwest Blues' career and wasn't playing guitar, so I would be jumping off amps and stuff, and Ryan would join me. And at this show in particular, I remember Ryan jumping off of his Ampeg and tearing his ACL. And wow, I remember him being rushed to the hospital and me just jumping on the bass and taking over the show and singing and playing bass the whole time. But yeah, wild times. But yeah, Afterproject always put on an amazing show. Played with so many great bands. Played Metro with like Haste the Day. I wish I could remember all the shows they played, but they played with so many notable acts during the early 2000s. The third and final song that Afterproject included on this split was a song called Pure Hatred for Something Beautiful.
Consequences to live by. This passion won't kill me before I'm dead. To die by this passion, I know this more than through this orchestra.
Now those 3 Afterproject songs were recorded by Dale Miners at Ghetto Love Studios. He was the guy who did August Premier's debut EP, Balloons, Everything's Okay. So when Afterproject broke up, Gino went from booking a lot of shows to getting more into touring with bands, and Plain White T's was the first band that picked Gino Scarum up as a sound guy. Started doing front of house and tour managing more, working for bands like Asking Alexandria, Warped Tour, and a slew of other bands that are quite popular. But mad shout outs to Gino, because Gino and I worked together and put out some releases with my band Dorm Life on his label and my label. He had a label called Duck Phone Records. But yeah, Gino's just a really dope human being, awesome friend. And I'm just really proud of his career and staying in the music industry, and nothing but amazing things to say about him. The other band on this split is a band called Star of Earendil, and I admittedly, I wasn't really a big hardcore fan. It wasn't until like band like, well, Glassjaw was probably the first band that I really loved that kind of bridged the gap in between hardcore and all the kind of music that I was making and into at the time. But Star of Earendil definitely had their own following around the Chicago area. The songs they contributed to this split were not quite as well recorded, but they definitely left their own legacy behind. And I'll just play a little sample off this split by them, a song called The Tearing Rose. Little glimpse into 2003, just the very beginning, very solid release by LLR, and like I said, I'll be covering more Little League stuff in the future. Just a great band. Check out Afterproject and their album Manor as well. In other news, as I had mentioned earlier, Singularity is up for pre-order. It comes with a CD, a sticker, and a poster, and it's only $12.99. Can't really beat that. Digipack CD. I took a lot of time on the art. I think it looks really cool. The liner notes, the lyrics, everything's really well placed. It has all the thumbnails of the singles, 16 songs, $12.99. Get a poster and a sticker. Feel free to go order that if you'd like. In other news as well, still working on promoting Never Greener. It's been doing pretty well. It's been getting some playlisting. Pretty stoked on that. Feel free to share that song with other people. I'm also scouting out some more music video locations and working on scripts. I plan on releasing a lot of videos and singles this coming year in 2021. Maybe the eventual release of Escape Babylon in 2021 at some point, if I get the chance, but I will for sure be releasing a ton of singles off of that, as well as a few more singles off of Singularity in 2021 with videos. So anyway, I really look forward to covering a bunch more 2003 releases. I got a bunch of stuff planned here. I'll be putting together a new episode very shortly, and thank you for your time.